Welcome back to Sheffield then for the start of this Elite League playoff final between the regular season champions Solihull Vixens and the runners-up, the Queen Bees. These two sides recently met just 3 weeks ago in Solihull, and the Vixens suffered their one and only defeat across the whole of the regular season. 5-0 win to the Queen Bees, but one would suspect it will be a different matter today, a lot more on the line. So, officials having a brief chat before we get underway. One of the officials is Zora Gotlebet, who was leading scorer last season in the Elite League playoffs. Hungarian-born official. Great to see her back here as part of this tournament. As Paige Dance's line will start for the Solihull Vixens, she's got Grace Garbutt and Saffron Allen either side of her. And for the Queen Bees, it's going to be the Chrissy Newman line. Megan Burton controls. Paige Dance carries in. Joining me for this one is Jamie McElroy. Excited for this one, Jamie?
Just a very quick start, and just anticipating it after yesterday. Both teams were obviously the team playing at the top of their game and deserved winners of their semi-finals, and I'm just really interested to see how they measure up against each other, because I thought Bracknell played with a lot more intensity.
Yeah, they did.
And Solihull did, but you can see straight from the off the pace difference in the game today from the two semi-finals is marked.
Yeah, we played at 100 miles an hour as Jodie Alderson-Smith switches a play to Laura Horwood on the right wing, gets a shot off, it whizzes past the goal. Jodie sends it back to Katie Henry, who centres the top line. Sarah Hutchinson, it took a nick off her stick on the way through and helped on its way by Ellie Wakeling, who's playing forward with Rachel Cartwright. The Endicott, big save by Amelia McGinley, I think. She's got a piece of that on the way through. Katie Henry, as Queen Bees will push out, tipped in by Ellie Wakeling. She'll chase after it, a good clearance by Sarah Hutchinson. Abby Sylvester. Wakeling. Cross, but goes wide. Hannah Byron even will keep it inside. Apologies, my voice is trying to hold out as best it can after what is now game 11 of 13. Abby Sylvester turns, and Anna Badoui, the Australian-born player. Maddie Wright controls, digs out the corner. And, Isla Hobbins switches the play. Hannah Byron comes across and snuffs out that danger. Talia Davison Wright on the left wing. Faith Flaherty will control and plays forward to Isla Hobbins. Hobbins sails through the legs of Paige Dance, but it'll enter the zone, and Marguerite Lafitte has time to play and clear. Almost 2.5 minutes played here early on. Thoughts on the opening exchanges there, Jamie?
Just a frantic start, and I think both teams look very, very sharp and up and at it. They're just trying to string some passes together and get sustained pressure on the opposition end, which neither have been able to do so far. It's been very end-to-end, but they both definitely look up for it.
They do, yeah. So much on the line. I think it'll be much closer than when these two sides last met in Solihull, which was a 5-0 win to the Queen Bees, and the one and only defeat that the Vixens suffered all season. Chrissy Newman controls, carries out and enters the zone. Such a big player for the Queen Bees. Nicola Lazarchuk switches the play back. Nice work from Grace Garbutt trying to work the puck loose, and Saffron Allen will collect off the boards. The captain of the Vixens goes under Grace's stick. She'll collect off the boards and dump in just as Katie Dadd was coming out to close down. Abby Sylvester comes across and defends well from Jodie Alderson-Smith. So many GB players on both sides, so that's an interesting subplot, isn't it?
It is, and they'll know each other very, very well from playing alongside each other in the national team as well.
Shot comes in, it deflects up off Abby Sylvester's stick and goes into the netting. Still trying to catch my breath from racing over from one side of the ring to the other. It's, well, a high tempo start to this, as we were expecting.
It's a great pass.
It really is, as Eddie Waitling collects, puts inside Sarah Hutchinson, deals with it well, stops the puck dead as Katie Henry collects. Laura Hallwood controls and cuts through past Lily Endicott and Abby Sylvester, centering pass, but couldn't be controlled by the Vixens. It's picked off and it's a one-on-one foot race now as the Queen Bees will break out. Shot comes in, oh, it was only just wide from Lily Endicott, who we've seen in action quite a bit this weekend, Jamie, but she always
seems to be playing every other game.
She does, but she always seems to play her best at the higher level.
Yeah.
The big games bring it up the best out of her. Maddie Wright switches a play to Jodie Alderson-Smith. To Maddie Wright behind the net. Works it out wide right and then laid off. Unable to gather that one in was Katie Henry. She'll head back to the bench, but Jodie Alderson-Smith will continue. Katie's dad dealt with it physically. It was a decent challenge that, and just stopped the GB captain in her tracks. As Anna Badoui gets a shot from the acute angle, Amelia McGinley stops it well.
Nearly win, that was the closest to margins, it was just as well. McGinley was cut it off.
Really was. So the face-off will stay inside the Queen Bee zone, 4.5 minutes played. Won by Chrissy Newman, who rushes it back to Katie, but quickly the Vixens pouncing onto it. Catherine Gale pushes out. Lana Clare almost getting caught in possession, but releases it quickly. Nicola Lazarchuk pushes it back. Newman with Anna Badoui closing her down, but Newman working well. Clare will up it on its way. Nicola Lazarchuk almost closing the door on her there and forcing the turnover. But comes off the boards. Catherine Gale, another one of the GB internationals, as she fires
and another early blow up there as well.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Because goalie was scrambling to cover that one up. It was still loose. Scarlett Richardson with the start once again. Saw her in action yesterday. You were impressed yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought she was fantastic. Well worthy of the start again today.
Rachel Cartwright collects off the boards. Sarah Hutchinson switches the play behind the back of the net. Paige Dance will continue, but Hannah Byram keeps it inside, banks it off the boards and keeps the pressure in the Vixen zone for the time being.
That was a great feed by Endicott there.
It was, lovely feed to find Rachel Cartwright. Those two play so great together. And Rachel Cartwright, one of the alternate captains for GB, with Jodie Bloom, the senior captain. Ooh, shot from Abby Sylvester. It was almost redirected, but it was away from the goal, but could have gone anywhere. Sylvester collects. Grace Garbutt closes in on it. Passes the puck into space, but it got it away from danger and can go for the change.
I think it was just a bit of miscommunication. I think the Queen Bees were looking to change over and Abby Sylvester was looking to switch it back from where she came. Oh.
Yeah, ooh, heavy mid-ice collision between Sylvester and Henry. These two know each other well from GB, of course. Controlled well by the Vixens. Alderson-Smith will bounce on it. Milan Georgi couldn't capitalise. Sophie James will control. She scored the winner in the under-16 final. Asiona almost come through for Georgie at the back post. 7 seconds left in that game when she hit that winner. So I mean, that's a big, talk about big game moments. Scoring a championship winning goal with 7 seconds to go.
Don't think they expected that puck to make it all the way through, because it came through, defender came through, netmind, and then just sitting there waiting to be put away, but he just sort of overcommitted.
Yeah, definitely. It was, as you say, Georgie wasn't expecting that one to come to her. Talia Davidson-Wright comes across. Jodie Alderson-Smith, who's posted a lot of ice time early on. Leading goal scorer in the Elite League this season. Grace Garbutt second, Chrissy Newman third. So top three scorers all in action this evening. When you talk about elite games and the biggest game of the season, this is it. Elite final between the top two teams in the regular season. Loaded with GB internationals. Catherine Gale turns and feeds Abby Sylvester, who starts down the right wing. Nice control from her, who captains the Firebees in Div 1 as well, so she's had a busy season, but great leadership role for her. She's only 23. She'll come across and control under a bit of pressure, but Vixens and Viola Hobbins trying to get possession. Almost 8 minutes played here as we continue. Sarah Hutchinson sent across to Anna Ware, who plays on this third line with Anna Badui and Viola Hobbins. Lucy Lickman's open, but they're cycling it down low. Control in the corner by Hobbins. Chrissy Newman doing a good job of trying to break the play up, but still with the Canadian-born player.
Oh, good feed.
Yeah, almost picked out Ware. Catherine Gale again, she's in there trying to break the play up, but won't quite make its way out. It's at the end, midway through the third period since its last ice cut, so a little bit of snow up along the boards there, slowing the puck down. And we will get an ice cut between the first and second period as Sarah Hutchinson dumps in and allows the Vixens to complete their line change. Grace Garbutt controls off the right wing, finds Saffron Allen, the captain of the Vixens. And Byram doing a good job of sticking with that, but caught between two Vixens players behind the net there. Lily Endicott, Portobello poking clear, and then it's cleared, only partially paged dance, big rebound, but Allen couldn't steer that one home, and quick reflexes from Amelia McGinley, nets off. Yeah. Officials haven't noticed it yet though, but it's well off.
I think what they've done in a lot of the games that I've watched this year, they've given the opportunity where they can actually replace it themselves, but that was, the players were looking for that to be reset in a stoppage of play rather than putting it back in play.
Yeah, so we get a face-off in the Queen Bee zone. 10 minutes 30 remaining in this opening period. No goals as yet, but plenty of high-quality action.
Yeah, and I think you can see the actual extreme depth of both teams tonight that maybe you didn't see yesterday. They're rolling all the lines, and the third line's capable of nullifying each other's top lines. So it's a real ding-dong battle every single shift that's out there, and whatever lines matched up against each other.
And with a lot of high-intensity games, like as you say, yesterday and today, you've got to utilise your bench, haven't you? Use all three of your lines. Yeah,
you do, but I mean, we're looking at Solihull's third line against Bracknell's first line, that last shift there. They had them hemmed in their own zone. Isla Hobbins created quite a few opportunities down from the bottom, and they look to create scoring opportunities for themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll try and, are they trying to match them up, or are they just going to let it flow if they're not ball of twos on the ice against two?
And again, Isla Hobbins, a GB international, so that's
to be playing the third line,
Comes in, that's a good save by Amelia McGinley. Holds on with the glove, we'll get a face-off inside the Queen Bee zone. In the last few shifts, it has been the Vixens camped in the
and I mean you can't say they're evenly matched, but for the creation of scoring opportunities and the sort of pressure that they're putting the opposition net, it really has been Solihull that are on the ascendancy at the moment.
Yeah, shot comes through. Might have took a nick off the blocker there of Amelia McGinley, but Megan Burton, who's up from the back, gets in behind Katie Dadd, but most of the play is behind the goal. Ooh, and that almost come off the skate from Marguerite Lafitte. That would have been an unfortunate goal if it had gone in.
Good reaction save from her own player.
Amelia McGinley with reflexes of a cat there. But, fantastic start, all the same. As we get another face-off inside the Queen Bee zone. Back underway. Sent around the boards, and it will be Sylvester trying to position herself between the player and the boards just to break the play up. Abby has possession of it now, and will control. Out wide to Talia Davidson right, and Queen Bees are able to come out the zone for the first time in a long time. We're going to get a body charging call there.
I think they both sort of came to an abrupt stop, and there was a collision. I don't think that it was a hit.
No,
it definitely wasn't a hit thrown. I think it was more a collision. Hutchinson's come off better and been penalised for it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she just seemed to want to lean on her and put a bit of pressure on her. Yeah.
And there was more of a collision and get back up. I don't know if that was a soft call there, but there's now an opportunity for it to open up for like Ellie Wakeling and Abby Sylvester in this power play and show their class. And I said it yesterday, just the way Abby Sylvester skates and her composure and the way that she reads and controls the game. Such a powerful skater, and she'll be an important quarterback in this power play for Bracknell.
Yeah, and of course with Sarah, she's a tall defender, so there's always going to be that mismatch in height, and often it can look worse than it's intended. Catherine Gale controls down the left wing, but first power play opportunity for either side as Abby Sylvester didn't get the release on the shot as she'd like. Blasted clear by Grace Garbutt. That'll allow the Vixens to make the first change on the penalty kill. Sylvester retrieves the puck and will find Ellie Wakeling. Katie Henry closes her in. Enters the zone on the far side with the GB international Catherine Gale, who's put up a lot of points again this season, as she often does. Ellie Wakeling carries in on this right hand side. Flicked on by Rachel Cartwright, who scored yesterday, also scored against the Vixens when these two sides last met 3 weeks ago in Solihull. It's a shot off, comes back through and cleared by, I think it was Maddie Wright who got the clearance with 39 seconds left on this Queen Bees power play. So that will get a face off.
You've got to marvel at the hand-eye coordination, it's actually able to bat that down out the sky, but it's just that moment where you go for the wrong option rather than palming it down and just dropping it to the ice rather than using your stick yourself.
And to cross, and Hobbins will gesture into Megan Burton to get there first, I think. Maddie Wright even. And that went into a bench. We'll get a stoppage. Face-off will take place just outside of the Vixens blue line. Hannah Byron will dump in and give chase. Megan Burton will clear, blast it down. And 23 seconds left now on this Queen Bees power play. Queen Bees will regather. Katie Dadd, who carries in Isla Hobbins with her, but did well to enter the zone, were outnumbered on that side, two players. So Vixens able to kill that one off with ease in the end, really.
Yeah, and it was an impressive penalty kill. I don't think Bracknell actually looked dangerous on it or had any sort of control in their zone, so really effective penalty kill, utilising most of the third line players, as a lot of teams do.
Yeah, Milan Georgie with that shot from distance, but sets them up nicely in the corner. Again, the third line doing some good work there for this time for the Queen Bees.
Yep, they've been very important for the team. So we've seen a lot of ice so far, and I think they've been the ones that looks most dangerous for the Vixens so far.
Yeah, they have. Georgie wraps that one up. Did that come off the helmet there and then hit the
crossbar as well?
Crossbar, yeah. Really let fly from this right wing position. Battling up along the left wing boards. It's Marguerite Lafitte who was getting stuck in there from the back. Paris-born defender but grew up in Bordeaux. Banks off the boards and she will drop back and control. Such a classy player, Marguerite Lafitte. It's controlled by Laura Horwood, Canadian-born player. Off the board to Jodie Olison-Smith. So Laura Horwood sent back round. Lafitte will control. 6 minutes remaining in this period. It's flying by actually.
I was just thinking that as well. Yeah, where's the time gone?
It's evident that it's an absorbing game. Pass was picked off by Katie Henry. She'll enter the zone. Sophie Games will help it on its way and into a path of Catherine Gale, who has to go it alone here, but good defensive coverage by Faith Laverty. Gale, it's ushered around the boards really as Chrissy Newman controls in the corner and turns back. Lovely hands there as she gets the shot on net, forces a save out of Scarlett Richardson. And I mean, again, that turn that she goes. Well,
yeah, and Solihull just need to be really wary of the fact that they almost gave her a bit of space because they didn't see her in a dangerous position because she was in the corner and then coming off of the half boards. But the actual class that Chrissy Newman's got, that she can create opportunities or shooting opportunities for her line mates out of nothing.
As play comes along the boards, Vixen's looking to break out. Nice work by Grace Garbutt to release Saffron Allen. Good play by Hannah Byram. Got something on the foot there with her stick. 5:10 to go, and good save by McGinley once again. And,
she never looks like she's under pressure, or that she's flapping, or that she's not tracking the puck well. Very, very agile, very quick and electric with her movements. Very reactive to everything that's going on around her. So it's going to take some beating to get puck past her tonight.
Yep. Going to draw in the Queen Bee zone. Paige Dance and Lily Endicott, the two in action there. Lily scoring 4 goals in the end. I was going to say a hat-trick, scored 4 in a come from behind win against the Whitley Bay Beacons in the under-16 semi-final earlier. Rachel Cartwright sends that one behind the net. It will come across to Ellie Wakelin. This trio have played most of the season alongside one another. And Lily Endicott working it out, but Lucy Lickman all clear, and helped on its way by Sarah Hutchinson. Grace Garbutt trying to leave the zone, but Katie Dadd doing a great job of tying her up there. Paige Dance gets the puck under control. 4.5 minutes remaining in this first period. Saf Allen floats one in. Good save by McGinley again. Like you say, a lot of confidence and calmness back there.
Yeah, just snatched out there and then just looking for an outlet if she feels calm and wants to start the breakout and getting the play out there. Quickly down to defensive player and then back on the attack for the Bees.
Yeah, change on the fly there for the Queen Bees, and well, they had to be careful there because the Vixens were entering the offensive zone, and they just about got players back in time. Unaware, Basseron on the far side, on the third line, back out there for the Vixens. Less than 4 minutes left in the period. Isla Hobbins along the boards. This is the final game of the day for you, but we have 2 more games tomorrow, so please do tune in for them ones. Holly Sylvester on the boards. Isla Hobbins has it tied up a bit. Shot from distance, floated in. Amelia McGinley will glove it and hold on. 3:29 remaining in this opening period. But yeah, I mean, I'm just so excited about this matchup. I can't speak more positively about it.
No, and it'll just be interesting to see who does open the scoring, because right now they're sort of feeling each other out, aren't they? There's a bit of to and fro, and seeing who's going to be getting the upper hand. Obviously the Vixens, I think, have spent more time in the Queen Bees zone, but the Queen Bees have looked dangerous as well, so I think the first goal will open it up.
Yeah, it will. I think you're right. And Catherine Gale advances down the left wing, good defending by Faith Laverty, but Gale steals it back and will enter the zone. Ooh, that's going to be a penalty
good hands
there.
And that almost looked like a knee on knee there.
Yeah, it was Katie Henry, and again those two are good friends. They're part of a GB team together, but Catherine Gale has gone down, and we do hope she's okay. But, I'm sure that wasn't what Katie Henry intended to.
No, she turned back inside almost to come in and get a shot coming through the middle lane, and just as it happened, they just come across each other's paths and then get entwined, and it just unfortunate. It was a sort of knees, and then she landed, I think, in the back of her hip.
Yeah, she has. Hopefully she's okay. She does seem to be getting up relatively quickly, so that's a good sign. Medic is just checking on her right now, but it will be a 2-minute power play to the Queen Bees, so another big opportunity. We didn't create a great deal of chances on their first go, but another chance for them.
No, but I think as well, when you get the two best teams in the league coming up against each other, when you do get penalties, the power play opportunities, it's not like there's loads of space opens up, because the team that's on penalty kick kills so disciplined in their approach, the way that they take away passing lanes, the way that they hold the house in the box in their own end, and then they can turn that round and obviously create short-handed opportunities because they're playing at the top of their game. We don't see it getting exploited as much.
Yeah, absolutely. 3:05 remaining in the period then, and the Queen Bees going on the power play. Chrissy Newman to take the draw. Rachel Cartwright to her left, Ellie Wakelin to her right. It's Cartwright who rushes it back. Abby Sylvester leaves it for Catherine Gale, who is okay to continue. That's a great shot, pops out of the glove of Scarlett Richardson though got a finger to it. That was enough just to turn it aside. Abby Sylvester sets it up for Gail, who fires. Flashes wide of the goal. Annie Wakeling behind the back of the net. It was that game in Solihull 3 weeks ago. It was goalless going into the last minute or so, and then Queen Bee scored twice. One was a buzzer beater as well. They know how to strike late, and at important times as Cartwright banks it off the boards. We'll find Abby Sylvester, hip check of sorts coming in from Megan Burton, but Abby gets back up and continues. Had Rachel Cartwright as a decoy there, and then switches a play to the left, gets a return on the high slot, fired. Good block by Grace Garber. 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining on this Queen Bees power play. Abby Sylvester will re-enter the zone. Nice switch of a play to Cartwright. He fires, holds on. 54 seconds left on that player advantage, but sets the play up again with the offensive zone face-off, so he can set up from here.
Yeah, it's just not really clicked on the power play for the Queen Bees, and the sort of go-to play is that they've got Abby Sylvester up the top quarterback in it, and what they look for a quick give and go, so Abby Sylvester will control the play, give it to the offside winger, and then look for it back on the one time, but the feeds that she's been getting back have not been properly in her wheelhouse. She's been in front or behind her, so she's reaching or readjusting and not actually getting the purchase on the shots that she wants to.
Katie Dad's effort deflected away, and she'll check back. 40 seconds now left on this player advantage for the Queen Bees. A nice switch of a play onto the other side to Marguerite Lafitte, who fires, glove save, rebound. A cellular reach of Scarlett Richardson, who tries to get it away. Jodie Ollison-Smith will go into a corner and control. 22 seconds left on this Queen Bees power play. Jodie will blast it down the ice. Katie Dad will have to check back and regather, and she's got Laura Hallwood closing in on her. In fact, she's stolen it. I don't think she knew she was there. Maybe needed a bit of communication there from the teammates to say she had someone closing in. Hallwood on the far side. Vixen's killed it off relatively straightforward there. The feet stretch into control, but this has been a good shift from Laura Hallwood.
I was just about to say that. She's absolutely worked her bag off, and she's just creating turnovers and chaos wherever she goes, and that line with Lafitte and Endicott as well just looks like an absolute nightmare to play against when they're out there on the ice together.
They really are. A lot of intelligence there between them.
A lot of speed, a lot of tenacity, and a lot of grit. Essentially, they'll just fight for every puck in every 50-50 battle.
Yeah.
Or even if it's a 60-40, they'll probably get a chance they're going to come out.
Yeah. Well, we spoke before about the height at the back for the Vixens, as Rachel Cartwright gets a shot on net for the likes of Sarah Hutchinson and Maddie Wright, but not smaller players on for the Queen Bees at the back, but that's a great save by Amelia McGivney, but they know how to read the play and use that to their advantage.
Yeah, just their intelligence and the fact that they get that low centre of gravity, they can get in and around, they're just really high energy on the forecheck as well. So I think that's the thing about the women's game, even if you are smaller, it doesn't play into where it puts you at a disadvantage, sometimes at an advantage, because it's not that overtly physical aspect to the game where there's that full contact. Yes, there is body contact and you need to be strong on the puck, but as long as you're strong on your edges, you can still excel at this level.
Absolutely, yeah. Comes out, 3 seconds left in the period. Catherine Gale with one last shot, fires. Well, I'm not going to late buzzer beater this time, but it will remain goalless. But fantastic opening 20 minutes there.
Just a great advert for the sport at this level. I just thought they were just really evenly matched. I think that Solihull had the most opportunities, but it's finely balanced for what we're going into the second period to see how it rolls out the rest of the game.
It certainly is. Well, there is going to be an ice cut here, so we're going to take a 50-minute break. Please don't go anywhere. welcome back to Sheffield before we start the second period. Currently goalless. And I'm Adam Mattman, joined by Jamie McElroy. Jamie, well, an absorbing period of hockey, and hope for more of the same, I guess.
Absolutely, and it's just finally poised at 0-0 anyway, that we can just see how this is going to play out. It's just going to be crucial who's going to get that breakthrough. And all the big players in both of the teams are both playing at the very top of the game.
Yeah.
And it's a joy to watch it. Like you say, that first period absolutely flew by for me. I couldn't believe that it was the end of the period when it came.
Yeah. Well, we're ready for puck drop then to start the second period. See Page dance line for the Vixens and the Chrissy Newman line for the Queen Bees. Abby Sylvester will control.
Oh, the Sheffield Ice has done her there.
Yeah. Yeah, you would know this eyes better than me, so the little quirks of it.
Every single period after an ice cut, there's always some wetness that both teams have to actually deal with. It's a nightmare, considering how brilliant this facility is.
Yeah, you can see it looks slick just coming out of the back of that face-off.
Always a corner behind the net, yeah. Same down the other end.
It is.
And one of the other eccentricities about this specific ice pit is the net up by the Solihull net always comes off its moorings, as we saw in the first period as well. It's just comes off constantly. It's something of frustration for any team that plays on that end.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're going to get a penalty then on Nicola.
It was on the netminder.
Oh, sorry, yes. So, yeah, of course. So she'll be serving the penalty on behalf of Amelia McGinley. Bit of a delay though, as waiting for it to appear on the clock. There it is. And blasted clear then by Chrissy Newman. And well, textbook clearance, just the way you would want to start a penalty kill, forcing the Vixens to rebuild and re-enter the zone. Johnson Smith to Grace Garber, who turns and dumps in. Straight onto it in a flash. Stefan Allen. Garber switches the play for Jodie Alderson-Smith, but Rachel Cartwright onto it. Shot comes in, big rebound from Amelia McGinley, and then cleared by Ellie Wakeling, who's so good on the penalty kill. And controlled by the Vixens. Have just delayed going in because they have a player in an offside position. It was Stefan Allen who's back onside now. Jodie Alderson-Smith gets the shot off and drags it wide. And Laura Horwood now on the left wing, back to Jodie Alderson-Smith at the edge of the crease of the zone. Sorry, she gets a shot off, big rebound. It's just out of the reach.
Fantastic double save by McGinley there.
It really was. Amelia McGinley with a fantastic stop. Grace Garbutt, second highest scorer in the league all season, just about to add to her tally. Work back to Jodie Alderson-Smith. Winds one up again. That was seen through traffic. I don't know how she stopped that one. That come at great speed and very late.
It doesn't seem like there's any way through McGinley when it is along the ice. You just got a butterfly stance that covers off whole with the net. So I think what they're going to need to look at is getting a bit of traffic in front of the net and shooting upstairs. But in saying that, she's shown she's equally adept with a blocker and a catcher as well. So that's probably why she feels so comfortable in that position. Yeah.
So Alderson-Smith switches it over to Laura Horwood. 38 seconds left on this Vixens power play. It's moved along quite quickly actually. Catherine Gale, just the bounce off the boards deceived her, but then blasted away by Abby Sylvester, Katie Henry, and then Chrissy Newman trying to break the play up. Sylvester blasts it clear. 22 seconds left now for the Vixens to work with. Nicola Lazarchuk ready to come back out of the box. And fantastic story she's had, almost 40 years old, coming back from giving birth to her second child, and 6 months ago, I think it was, when she gave birth, and she's on the ice now, and what an inspiration she is to women all over. Oh, and again, point blank, but use of the pads there by McGinley gets it away.
And it's opened up.
Gale fires, good save by Scarlett Richardson. And I mean, when you see, I think Amelia's only 19 and Scarlett's 15, it's incredible the age of these goalies, and getting great save. And traditionally goalies tend to get better with age, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
They're not in their prime till their late 20s. It's quite scary, isn't it, when they put on performances like this? Sarah Hutchison doing a good job getting back there, but well controlled by Ellie Wakeling. Marguerite Lafitte's there for support, but she'll dump it into a corner. Catherine Gale will try and retrieve, but it full of Vixens. Rachel Cartwright trying to crash the net there. Wakeling turned aside again. Charlotte Richards is looking just as alert there in the Vixens goal, isn't she?
Yep.
Good clearance there by the Vixens. That's going to come down though, but it's going to end up in an ice. And I thought it was going to go on target for a second there. It's 3.5 minutes played just about, and well, this is good for the Queen Bees. Have just killed off that penalty. Now they've got the offensive zone face-off, so eases the pressure a bit.
It just gives them an opportunity to put some pressure, sustained pressure on the Vixens. And as I say that, they get it clean out the zone and chase it down in a forecheck for another icing.
It is. Yeah, so it brings the play back down. See, of course, they're not able to change the players. It's in the middle of a line change, I think, because Grace Garbutt's still out there, but with Isla Hobbins and Anna Badui. Grace Garbutt collects. Queen Bees will have to wait because that come out the zone. They can play it back in. Ella Byram allows Abby Sylvester to play. Cartwright in control. Now she'll get a second chance with a nice reverse pass by Catherine Gale. Cartwright puts it off the left wing, fires, kicks a rebound. That was begging to be put home. Unfortunately, the player coming in on the far side was just behind the net. Abby Sylvester winds one up. Big block there by Isla Hobbins.
I think on that attack there, the passing lanes were actually taken away by the Vixen stick, so there couldn't be that play straight across into the crease for the shot, so they were going to look for the pass off the pads with the shot. Hopefully the rebound, and it nearly came off. It was just begging to be put away.
Yeah. Sylvester controls behind the back of the net. Such a confident player.
It's just a composure in her game. She's just never flustered with any situation that she's in. She's hemmed in behind her own net there and still finds a way to hold it up and then just stroll out with the puck and look to build an attack for her own team.
It really is, as it's played up on the far side. Turned away by Faith Laverty. Almost 5 minutes played in the second period. Laid off by Sophie Gaines. Nobody really up there with her, but she'll chase it down herself anyway. Got Milan Giorgi and Solly Davidson right on her line. Controlled over on the far side by the Vixens, just sort of straddling that red line, goes rink wide with a pass to Laura Horwood, who cuts in off the right wing boards. Lafitte steals it from her though and gets it out the zone. Maddie Wright over to Henry, and again Lafitte gets something on the pass just to break that play up, and she seems so good at doing that, doesn't she, Jamie?
Yeah.
And another great save.
It's still there, but it needs covered. It's just that awareness there of where it was, and luckily the defender back to cover off, but if there was a Vixens player coming down and bearing down in that, they could have stuffed that home. That was a lucky getaway there for the Vixens.
It really was, thankfully she had two teammates around her, and not one of the Vixens.
In one of those situations as well, if you don't actually have sight of the puck, you can even knock it into your own net, so it was just a scramble there in front of net.
It was. Paige Dance with the draw. It's worked back and stolen by Catherine Gale. She's got a breakaway here, but she's been pushed wide with the way the puck went. She needs some support, she'll have to check back. Abby Sylvester's open, fires, directs it towards goal, rippled the outside of the net. Chrissy Newman gets a shot off, it's well blocked by Megan Burton though. Grace Garbutt down there on her knees there trying to control the puck and scramble it away. Megan Burton will control, a nice drop pass from Safan Allen, now it's over to Paige Dance. Abby Sylvester goes with her. Safan Allen goes and controls behind the back of the net. Centering pass, Grace Garbutt. The button there, Chrissy Newman will send it over to Nicola Lazarchuk. Releasing pass, but controlled by Alana Clare in the neutral zone. Hannah Byron will collect out the corner. Byron, nice pass out wide to Catherine Gale, and then sends the pass back the other way to Lazarchuk, but she's bundled over, no penalty. Just lost her footing, and she was the sandwich between two or possibly three Vixens players there. Endicott. The option there is Nicola Lazarchuk sends it in on net. Katie Henry sends it around, but keeps inside the zone. Well worked by Lily Endicott. Rachel Cartwright keeps it just inside the blue line, fires, it's closed down with two Vixens players colliding, and then that one just goes across the face of goal into the corner. It's tempo's going up again, I'd say, Jamie.
Yeah, it is. Like I'd say Lafitte and Endicott have been absolute standouts for Bracknell so far.
They certainly have, as Ellie Wakeling carries in. So over 7 minutes played in this second period. It's still goalless. Marguerite Lafitte sends it back to Ellie Wakeling. Nana Clare sends it around. Nyla Hobbins will push out, but only as far as Rachel Cartwright. Gloved by Katie Henry, she'll re-enter the zone. Finds one there, it's deflected, goes over
could
the
have went
bar.
anywhere there.
It really could, couldn't it? I was looking for a second, was it going to go into that top corner? Maddie Wright sends it around the boards. Lucy Lippman's just bundled her out, so a clear-cut penalty for me. Ellie Wakeling, I don't think was too impressed with that.
There's some verbals there between them both, wasn't there?
Yeah. Similarly to Nicola Lazarchuk, Lucy Lippman came back from pregnancy midpoint last season, but then again, great inspiration for women all over who can come back and play sport after that.
Yeah, 100%. I think that was just more clumsy than anything else. It's
so.
Obviously wasn't going to trying to go through the back of the numbers there, just put a bit of pressure in Ellie Wakeling, and just by the way that she was sort of leaning forward, both of them, and the close proximity to the boards was the thing that upped Ellie Wakeling the most.
It always makes it look worse when
it does, because it's more a bundling noise into the board, isn't it?
Yeah.
The one thing that we're sort of thankful of in the women's game in those sort of situations is that they wear full face guards, because that's just the big thing when you catch your chin or your face onto the side of the boards in that situation.
Well, it's painful, and it creates a bloody mess as that one goes over. Gale fires over top of the bar. Back to Catherine Gale, almost from the high slot where she controlled that. Lucy Newman, the captain of the Queen Bees, back to Gale. Corner's boarded. Sylvester,
and yet again, that's it. It's the play that they're looking for, but there's just not been it falling perfect for Abby Sylvester at all yet.
No. Yes, that's a key word, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're creating the openings, and it will come if they keep getting them.
Yeah, Rachel Cartwright tried to stab that one on goal, but it was just wide. But gambled well, I thought, to make that play. Gale's open and will receive the puck. It's off the left wing, fires again, it comes off the foot of Megan Burton, gets it away over onto the far side. Oh, and that's again an accidental collision. Jodie Alderson-Smith and Chrissy Newman went through the back. Round up shot from Katie Henry, good glove save. 10:58 remaining in the period, and well, again, after soaking up all that pressure, they could have just countered there and stole that goal.
Yeah, but it just looks supreme confidence at the back there. You never see that she's actually going to concede, especially not from that sort of shooting angle. They're going to need to try and create something right in front of the net to beat her.
Yeah. Controlled by the Queen Bees. It's off by Jodie Alderson-Smith. Nothing really in the way of support. There was more Queen Bees jerseys back there. And carried up on the far side. And Katie Dadd, who's got forward from the back. 28 seconds left then to work on, and that Vixen's penalty. Hannah Byram just about keeps it inside. Marguerite Lafitte return. Comes back to Hannah Byram, who winds one up, and just wide of the goal, helped on its way by Scarlett Richardson. A little over 10 minutes remaining in this second period. Hannah Byram sends it across. Out wide to Abby Sylvester, is picked off by Katie Henry, who enters the zone, needs some support. She'll find it with Jodie Alderson-Smith. Nice poke check by Abby Sylvester. Vixens can't re-enter because they have players in an offside position. Abby Sylvester controls. 10 minutes to go, past the midpoint in the game. Sylvester trying to centre it back. It's over the top, be gloved by Tali Davison right, but it comes back through for Laura Horwood. Abby Sylvester sticking with her. Katie Henry will turn. Again, banked off the boards to Laura Horwood. Alana Clare. Horwood goes again with Katie Henry. wide. Charge down, that was well done by the Queen Bees. As I look to push out, and Chrissy Newman being hooked back a little bit there, but yeah, he's going to be the penalty, I'm going to call it.
That was very reminiscent yesterday when Chrissy Newman actually opened the deadlock in the semi-final for the Queen Bees, where she was sort of slaloming through two defenders, and I just thought we were going to get, there's a bit of deja vu, it possibly happen again, especially with being the first goal. It would maybe make the difference for the Bees.
Yeah, definitely. So Queen Bees go back on the power play. As you said, on that occasion it was Louise Adams, and Chrissy Newman had the strength to sort of hold her off and get the finish, but on this occasion she's got a penalty. She was brought down to the ice. Chrissy Newman will take the draw for the Queen Bees up against Paige Dance of the Vixens. Let's work back to Catherine Gale. Wind up shot from Sylvester, flashes wide of that one. Chrissy Newman.
Solihull Vixens number 20.
Back to Sylvester once again, out wide. Ellie Wakeland. Back to Sylvester. She'll advance the goal, fires. It's in there, but it's scored!
And that's what the Queen Bees have been looking for, and we were talking about it. That's their go-to play. You get Abby Sylvester up there with that big shot from the point, and she just managed to create that opening in that space where she could come off the blue line and into the central channel. And the closer she got to the net, there was traffic in front, and made no mistake whatsoever when she got her opportunity.
Yeah, fantastic. A rocket of a shot from the high slot from Abby Sylvester, and what a great way to open the scoring. As we get ready back for the puck drop. Ava Harrison, who's a player herself, plays for the Streatham Storm. We saw her in action yesterday and was on that losing side against the Solihull Vixens, but yeah, I mean, what an absolute shot from distance from Abby Sylvester.
You know, I was saying earlier on that the fact that it wasn't happening for her, but that the shot before came very close, and it was like she was finding her range and just found that perfect opportunity at the right time. And now let's see how this plays out, because we're more than halfway through the game.
Anyway, we're going to push that one through.
The Queen Bees. Score point number 29, Abby Sylvester. Assisted 11, Christine Newman on the power play at 31 minutes.
Back underway.
Seconds. That's goal for Queen Bees. Score.
Control behind the back of the net. Jodie Olison-Smith will send a rink-wide pass over to the left side. Saffron Allen cuts in. She's got Katie Henry up with her. Attempted wraparound perhaps.
That was a great
into
pass
low
in
slot.
front. And what a save. But I tell you what, if there's one player for Solihull tonight that has been trying to put the team on her back and actually drive attacks forward, it's been Hallwood. She's just at the centre of everything. She's driving down those wings, trying to create the opportunities in front and just working for everything.
Yeah, definitely. Then, well, that's the only goal that separates the side so far, but it's just such an absorbing contest, as I said earlier. And Lucy Linkman sends it around the boards. Abby Sylvester trying to work the puck
Good
back
defending
loose.
again.
She's unreal, isn't she? She's just so dominant. Hutchison from just inside the zone, watches wide. Woodall, and again a great save by Amelia.
Again, just snatched out of the air. One for the cameras there with a flash of the glove, but that was about to drop right in a prime scoring opportunity, and identified the danger and take it out of the air and just calm and composed.
Yeah. 7:43 left then in this second period. 1-0 Queen Bees. Lily Endicott to take the draw against Paige Dance. See Vixen's player who wins it. Saffron Allen on the far side. There's a put to work back for Rachel Cartwright. She'll dig it out the corner. Big clearance. It comes off Faith Laverty, and Ellie Wakeling will push out. She'll get to it first. And to cross. Grace Garber out of the reach of Saffron Allen. It was behind her, in fact, as she'd advanced. Wakeland dumps in and tipped on by Paige Dance. Vixen's trying to get control and carry out a little over 7 minutes remaining in the period. Hannah Byram sends it across to Marguerite Lafitte. That was the defensive partnership for much of last season. Shot comes in. Sigala Richardson will hold on. Exactly 7 minutes to go, and well, Queen Bees with their tails up right now, and they're quite happy to shoot on sight.
They are, and they're finding the the line mates out there, they've got a bit of momentum, that they're generating their attacks. It is still back and forward and it can change very, very quickly, but Queen Bees are very much in the ascendancy and got that momentum that they've got from getting that goal and been going ahead.
Yeah, they are. Look back. Oh, we'll just creep out the zone and sent across to Marguerite Lafitte. Forward through the legs of the Endicott, but Megan Burton will clear. Forward to Isla Hobbins on that left wing. Attempted poke check from Katie Dadd, but Isla will advance, controls behind the back of the net. Instrumental in getting Bristol promoted last season, had a great playoffs last year, I seem to remember. Fires, pushed away by Amelia McGinley and wide. Rachel Cartwright finds Ellie Wakelin and sent away. Wakelin centering pass to Rachel Cartwright, but that will be called for offside.
I think Lily Endicott got away with one there. I think she could have been very lucky to get away with a holding of the stick penalty there.
Yeah. We'll get the face-off just outside the Vixens blue line then. Ava Harrison waits to drop the puck. Katie Henry against Chrissy Newman. Two of the more senior members of the GB setup, and fantastic members that they are, as Henry tried to stick handle past Hannah Barham. She did ever so well to stick with her there. Forward, it's pushed away, and they'll break out with Catherine Gale. She's got Nicola Lazarchuk up with her. Gale shoots, it comes off the skates of Sarah Hutchinson. Played forward to Katie Henry. Wide to Horwood. Banks it off the boards, gets in behind.
Good pass
to Jodie Olsen-Smith, who fires over. It was a perfect setup, wasn't it?
It was, and with that lateral movement there, that top corner opened on the other side. It was just, that was where she was trying to shoot it, but just the execution, putting it over the bar. It was an absolute perfect play, and it come from Horwood again.
Yeah. On the far boards. Lucy Newman goes into the corner. It's with Lucy Littman who sends it across. And it's going to be Sarah Hutchinson who controls off the boards, gets in behind Hannah Byron behind the back of her net. Will hold on, looking for a passing option here. Finds Grace Garbutt, and then she cuts back. Hannah Byron gets it away with the skates. Chrissy Newman will carry out and will lead the charge. 3 against 2. She'll jump in, go for a change. So will Catherine Gale as Sophie James follows it into the corner. Katie Henry will now control down this right wing side and put under pressure by Milan Giorgi. Lovely stick handle there, but Talia Davidson Wright pushing her back, keeping her honest. 4:40 to go in the period. Henry will turn back and go again. Grace Garbutt. So you can't take your eyes off this for a second, can you?
Nope.
And sent around to Laverty. Into the corner. Marguerite Lafitte gets there first. Grace Garbutt closes in on her. Lafitte clears, comes out to Maddie Wright, who just pokes it into the corner. Back to the Queen Bees though. It will clear. Kept inside and shot from distance, covered up by Amelia McGinley once again. 4:04 left, and it's just how alert she is, and her reactions are lightning quick.
Yeah, and I feel like the Queen Bees are actually comfortable at the moment. They don't seem to be under any pressure. You've got that cushion of being a goal ahead, but it's probably the most dangerous lead you can have, just by having one goal. But they just look so composed in the way that they're going about it. They don't seem to be rushing anything. It's sort of giving them a bit of a comfort blanket that they're the first ones to strike.
Yeah, I know how important it is to the Queen Bees girls to win this one for Nat Aldridge, the coach, the outgoing coach, who's been a part of the team as both a player and in a coaching capacity for a number of years now. They want to end on a high, and I know it'll mean a lot to them. She's stepping down. What a storied career she's had in.
Yeah, and I think it is. It's just that extra impetus if it was needed at all at the sort of showcase event that you're doing it for. Like, again, another legend of the game in the women's game.
Yeah, 100%. As comes back from Rachel Cartwright to the Endicott, she sends it around the boards. It will be left by Alana Clare and picked up by Megan Burton. Sent back around to Hannah Ware, I think that is. Indeed it is, and finds Isla Hobbins, who darts into the offensive zone with Abby Sylvester keeping her for company.
Strong defending again.
Just and I mean every game I watch Abby Sylvester, she just seems to get better and better. was a bit of a shove off the end of a putt. I think a bit of frustration starting to boil over there.
Probably the smallest person in the ice getting right in the middle of it as well. The feet. That was end of part actually. Yeah.
It was, yeah. Well, she's a cheeky wee thing. I don't think she minds mixing things up.
No, not at all. Anything you can give yourself, whether that be mental, psychological, physical advantage, getting underneath the skin of your opposition is going to bode well for you and your team.
Absolutely. Katie Henry to take the draw against Chrissy Newman. Those two matching up for most of the game. Centering the top lines for their respective sides. Nice pass back to Newman, who strokes it out wide to Catherine Gale. He enters the zone, winds one up. Be held onto by Scarlett Richardson. 2:51 remaining in the period. And we've got a full body behind that one, but let fly from distance there, Catherine Gale.
Yeah, she did actually picked out one of the corners and it went better. She got a clear sort of sight at it and was able to track the puck coming through the middle.
Yeah. Catherine Gale on the draw, but the Vixen draw will push out. Over Horwood. Good defending again, this time by Chrissy Newman, who was back there, but that's going to be a penalty on Chrissy. I actually thought that was good back checking from her.
I think it was more that she took her out, she was just about to take the pass.
Yeah.
And again, it's Horwood at the centre of it, just creating that sort of chaos in the opposition zone and trying to get opportunities for her team. But like you see how the Vixens actually take their opportunities here, if they actually carve out some high risk scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, previously it did appear that the Vixens had the better of the power play, but of course Andy Sylvester converting the last time out, and it's her who gets it away, and Grace Garland couldn't give it in. Rachel Cartwright's onto that. She was onto having a flash. Takes it into the right channel. It's all about just keeping it high up the ice and killing the clock, isn't it? And it's on target.
2 minutes interference at 37:21.
So Wilson's playing out wide to Jodie Alderson-Smith. She carries in a pass, almost stolen out there. Grace Garbutt pushes it back to Katie Henry, who fires straight into a red basket though. Good save by Amelia. 2:05 to go in the period. So keeps the face off inside the Queen Bee zone. Minute 26 remaining on this power play for the Vixens. Abby Sylvester controls out of the corner. Grace Garbutt keeps it inside by the boards. Switches it over to Jodie Alderson-Smith, who fires. Big rebound. Amelia McGinley was partially screened again there, but was able to push it away. Jodie will drop back and control. Minute 13 remaining on the Vixens power play now. Grace Garbutt's open if she can find on this right wing. But she'll carry, in fact. Out wide left. Forward. Turns back the other way. Sends across. Catherine Gale picked that one out. The intended target, I think, was Katie Henry at the back post, but well defended there by the Queen Bees once again. 43 seconds to go on this Vixens power play. Minute 18 left in the period. Katie Henry carries into the offensive zone. Drop pass to Anna Badoui. Shot just wide.
The wrong option there for me. That should have went to Garbutt for the shot. She was wide open and calling for it.
Yeah.
And she's frustrated with the fact that she didn't get it as well.
She is. She's a goal scorer. She's a sniper, and she wants to get that ammunition. Give her some chances. She'll play the percentages, and she'll get one. And they've not really fallen for her in that respect. Cleared.
Solihull look a bit lost, a bit devoid of ideas at the moment. It seems to be the game's gone down a couple of notches. There's some stray passes. They can't really link anything together now. They're back under pressure with maybe some tired legs out here with icing.
Yeah, icing calling the Vixens just as their power play ends, so that brings the play back into their end of the ice with 38 seconds left in the period. Chrissy Newman, fresh out of the box, will take the draw. Jodie Alderson-Smith will collect off the board, sends it around. Paige Dance will try and control it. It comes out. Chrissy Newman will gather. 30 seconds left now in this second period. Out wide to Catherine Gale on the far side. Rachel Cartwright will chase, but Katie Henry should get there first, and she does. Paige Dance is open. So hits the top. That's going to be a delay of a game call.
Did it go straight out?
Clip the top of the plexi. I thought it dropped back in, but no, I think it has come in. Because you see Grant Craig there looking for it. He's found it. It has come up, but doesn't look like we are going to call it. But
no, I think it caught the lip, literally as it went over. An inch higher. Talking something different.
Of course, I don't have that problem in Solihull because I don't have plexi.
You just need to guess how high it's going.
Yeah, it's a unique venue for anyone who's been there.
Yeah.
Tyler Hobbins controls off the boards. Stefan Allen. Now Hobbins again, and Grace Garbutt at the top there, straddling that blue line to make sure she wasn't offside. That will do it then for the second period, and well, getting the break for the Queen Bees, and as you say, good value for that lead now.
Yeah, and I think the problem that Solihull have got now is they need to solve out the conundrum that is Amelia McGinley. She's looked so assured, she's looked so confident, and they're going to need to try and find a way that they can get past her, because she seems to be standing on her head. She doesn't seem to be under any sort of pressure whatsoever where she's struggling. She's seeing the puck, she's tracking it from all angles, she's getting the support from her defence around her. And the Vixens are going to have to find a way where they're going to get her moving and create an opening, because right now they seem to be struggling to do that.
That's right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you in 5 minutes time, so please don't go anywhere. back to ice Sheffield then for the third period of the final between the Queen Bees and the Solihull Vixens. I'm Adam Matman. I'm joined for this one by Jamie McElroy. Jamie, 40 minutes of fantastic hockey, another 20 hopefully to come, and what's your take been on it so far?
I think the Queen Bees have been in control for that middle stanza, and that's what they're going to need to change. I think that Solihull are going to need to come out very early and lay a stamp on this period and put them under some sustained pressure, and also they're going to need to create some traffic in front of Amelia McGinley, because she's seen absolutely everything tonight, and if they're going to be shooting from distance, I can't see them beating her. No,
and Grace Garbutt takes it out of the corner, sends it across, but Abby Sylvester controls, and over to Rachel Cartwright, who gathers in and advances up the ice, enters the offensive zone now, gets a shot off. Good save by Scarlett there, and she held on, because I think for a second she thought she might have just lost it
down. Yeah, we've seen a couple of them already tonight.
Yeah, we have. Berta again takes the pressure off the Queen Bees, because opening face-off, Vixens had the early couple of chances, and now they get the offensive zone face-off. Chrissy Newman all set there. The draw comes back to Katie Dad, who didn't get the connection she wanted there, but Sarah Hutchinson steals it away from Catherine Gale. Tipped back in by the Queen Bees. Centre on the boards. Forward. Newman then from the centre red dumps in. The first minute of his third period played. Lucy Lickman collects that one, sends it to Laura Horwood. A cool there from Jodie Alderson-Smith, but Chrissy Newman sticking with her. Catherine Gale in control now. Sends across. Gets a return pass. It's just behind her with Laura Horwood coming in. And for me, she's been one of the better Vixens players today, Laura Horwood.
The best one for me so far. Like I say, it's just her tenacity and her overall work rate, and she's got that skill, passion and drive in every shift that she goes out there to try and make something happen for her team.
Yeah. Jodie Alderson-Smith. Found Katie Henry, is looking for a return pass. That's picked off though by the Queen Bees, and Ellie Waitlin, who fires, and once again held onto by Scarlett Richardson. And a fast break out there. It was Ellie Waitlin taking the shot though, good effort. Wrapped her stick round it. Ruby Endicott to take the draw against Anna Badui. Cartwright on the far side. She actually joined me in the commentary box for this final last year, so it's a pleasure to see her on the ice this year, having missed out on it. Abby Sylvester fires, glove save.
It was going wide, but that will do the confidence good actually, that when Abby Sylvester does release one from that sort of point where she did score a goal from, that she's equal to it.
Yeah, we often talk about shooters finding their range, and sometimes goalies probably have to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's the tracking of the puck, if I'm honest. I mean, you can tell straight away that even though when there's traffic, if you can read the way that it's coming off of the player's blade, that you can track it all the way to you unless there's any redirections.
Yeah, Horwood. Sorry, the Hobbins even controlling, and almost got in between the two D there. Megan Burton controls, switches the play out wide, picked off by Chrissy Newman, who, she just held up on her, didn't it? I think she advanced in it.
I don't know, it was a close call either way, and I just think Chrissy Newman's such an intelligent player, and I just think she's so dominant in the draw. I don't know if I've seen her lose a face-off tonight. She reminds me very much of like Jason Hewitt. The way Jason Hewitt plays is just fantastic in the draw, and good defensively, and everything sort of goes through her for the breakouts and creating attacks for her team.
Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard for a while, Jason Hewitt. I remember his days
still
when he was at Altrincham Aces when he was, that's a year or two older than me. He was just a kid, really.
Yeah, he's still going now.
As it comes out to Grace Garbutt, nice centering pass to Saffron Allen, who sends one on net, turned aside by Amelia, who was on the winning team in the final last year, but with the Guildford Lightning. Hannah Byron, Marguerite Lafitte even over on that side. Grace Garbutt lurking there to try and go onto the end of that. Oh, what a save by Amelia McGinley!
And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Yes, she does go down into the butterfly and she finds herself in low positions, but she just flashes that so quickly and snatches it when You probably shouldn't have given it to the corner.
We saw Paige Dance score 2 world-class goals yesterday. That was set for goal number 3, but what a save that was from Amelia. Comes back in. Jodie Alderson-Smith was waiting for it to settle before she could play, and that allowed the Queen Bees to recover. Sent back in. Ooh, it was on the
side net.
Yeah, side netting. I think she had it covered anyway. You just weren't quite sure if it was cutting in a little bit.
You almost feel it's going to be one of those freakish goals that Solihull do score that actually makes it happen, because just now, from any clear shooting opportunities, she's seen it coming.
That's right, yeah. Laura Horwood again, good work beyond the net, but Ali Sylvester with it and separates her from the puck. That's a nice pass to Ellie Wakelin, who's in on goal, got 2 covering defenders, and
good
it was Sarah Hutchinson in the end who come back there, and as you say, that pass was fantastic. The vision she had to spot her there.
Yeah, and just having that heads-up hockey and knowing where Ellie Wakelin was and setting her on her way.
Yeah, Alderson-Smith into control with Sylvester right on her doorstep. She steals it back once again, and Catherine Gale advances. Katie Henry comes across. Puck comes loose, comes back to Megan Burton. Pussy Newman closing the door on it. It's helping to try and trap that puck on that far side, but it will come out eventually. Feed to Jodie Alderson-Smith. Rachel Cartwright going with her.
And then it is, there's the goal. And that was the only way that I could see her getting beat, is the fact that you've got that feed last minute in front and then stopped in the bottom.
Yeah, it seemed almost innocuous the way the puck was coming through, and it just, I don't know if it deceived the D and Amelia there, but either way, Vixens won't care, it's 1-1.
No, and I think what happened was, I think Amelia McGinley was expecting it to go round the back of the net and then be fed out.
Yeah.
But just that one where you catch, and it was intelligent play where it was just fed at the last minute at the front post, and she couldn't cheat on it, she was just waiting for it to go round, and then it was put in the opposite corner.
Well, that's the first goal they've scored against Amelia McGinley in 6 periods of hockey over the last decade. Alana Clare control. Laura Horwood, who we were saying had a fantastic game, and again seems quite fitted it to her to stop that goal.
Definitely.
And then Jodie Alderson-Smith, the architect of it, made that chance for us. As you kind of expect, Grace Garlick comes back off the bench, and then it's the Vixens who look like they have their tails up. Claire will drop back and gather. She's got Megan Burton with her. Almost 5 minutes played here, the start of the 3rd period. Control on the far side, just in front of the Vixens bench. That's again, she'll be happy to make that save and get another one back after that goal went in.
Yeah, and I don't think you can. She wasn't at fault for it, but I reckon in her head she seemed invincible the way that she was playing, and to see that goal sneak in, the game now swings back in the favour of the Vixens, and it's a game of momentum, and we could see them go on and take control of this, but they definitely are playing with their tools up now.
Yeah, absolutely. As puck jumps back up, out the boards, off the boards I should say, as Sylvester tries to carry in, Rachel Cartwright will, and continues down along the boards. Ooh, a centering pass, and just about cleared, I think. Was it Sarah Hutchinson who got the clearance? Grace Garbutt counters on that right wing, sets it up for Saffron Allen, who fires, and then nicely held on to by Amelia McGinley again. A couple of good saves just to get that confidence back up again. But yeah, as you say, Jamie, definitely no portion of blame could be sent her way. And that save from Paige Dance was probably the save I've seen all weekend. Alderson-Smith sends into a corner, work back. Chrissy Newman looks over her shoulder before playing it. So they'll reach a Catherine Gale. Alderson-Smith again. She seems like she's stepped up a gear as well. I know she's struggling with an injury right now. That would give her confidence a bit of good as well.
Yep.
Chrissy Newman carries in. Forward with her. Into a corner. Jodie will collect. Back off the boards. Alana Clare will leave it for Katie Henry. Catherine Gale steals it and well, almost played in. Lily Endicott. Back to Horwood, who started that blue line well and gets a shot off and a good save again. It was a powerful effort. Henry gathers.
What a pass by Katie Henry. What a great save.
Another good save, yeah. It was a rebound, but they had defenders back there to cover up, and Catherine Gale.
I feel like Katie Henry's found herself quite isolated at times in this game and been overplaying and having to do a lot of it herself, but now she's getting some support and she's using that play and intelligence that she's got to play these passes that she's disguising and the pullbacks like there that just opened up the net for her.
Yeah, lovely drop of her shoulder by Ellie Wakeland. She needs some support, but her teammates are in the middle of a line change here. Lily Endicott's up there now, she'll go for the change, and Ellie doing a great job of buying her team some time here and getting set in the offensive zone. Byram to Rachel Cartwright. Sarah Hutchinson comes in and tries to break the play up and will do so, allows her teammate to clear on the far side. It's Anna Badui, the Australian-born forward. Tyler Hobbins finding Sarah Hutchinson. Grace Garver winds one up, it's blocked by Chrissy Newman and she will carry out. She'll have to go it alone for a time being, pokes it past Anna Badui, goes into the corner with Megan Burton going with her. Works it out the corner. Sarah Hutchinson controls. Just under 12 and a half minutes remaining in regulation time. Newman. She's down on her knees as she's trying to control that. But
in a shift in this shift anyway.
Hasn't she?
She's dying to get off.
Yeah, she's gassed at the end of that shift. Lana Clare back off the end boards. Comes back through for Catherine Gale. He will carry out over to Abby Sylvester. Lovely drag back again. Nice hand. Goes round again. Alana Clement.
Goal, Abby Sylvester. Takes your hat off. And it seemed almost inevitable the way that she ghosted through the Solihull defence there. And then just absolutely popped the water bottle off of the net. Couldn't be any more in the top shelf.
Yeah, you're telling me. Well, went top shelf where Mother keeps the best peanut butter. And there's nothing Scarlett Mitchelson could do while stopping that one.
No, and I don't think
rocket.
I could have sung her praises anymore from the defenders that I've seen on show this weekend. And I think in big moments, big players step up, and boy, has she ever.
Wow. Anyway, comes back in. Came at a vital time as well, just after, well, not so long after Victor got back, 3 or 4 minutes later, and that's a big moment.
48 minutes.
Well, I think easily a contender for player of the game, even at this stage. Plenty of time to go.
I picked her after the first period.
Yeah, that's right. But she is some talent, and again, the biggest stage, the biggest occasion, it just brings the best out of these type of players.
Same with Chrissy Newman yesterday, wasn't it, in the semi-final?
100%. Laura Horwood, who's worked tirelessly herself. Katie Dad going with it.
And it's still there.
Yeah, Horwood attempted to wrap around perhaps, and alert defending there. Ooh, and Amelia will stretch to cover that one up. Bit of support there with the defender just covering it with a stick.
It was just good awareness of where the puck was, because it was just sat there, and just the fact that she was down, she could get it covered up, just takes a bit of pressure off, and because it was getting a bit frantic, they have a Horwood behind the net and just creating havoc and getting the puck out in front to try and get a shot off.
Yeah, Marguerite Lafitte it was, who just got a blade of a stick there to protect the puck from any Vixens players trying to stab home. Katie Dad sends it across, and it is Marguerite Lafitte now who sends it over. Megan Burton continues. I honestly wish I could watch these two teams play more often throughout the season. That's such good value. Oh, and that's hit
off the post.
Oh, and the rebound. Catherine Gale, I think, collected her own rebound there, didn't she?
She's been lively all game as well.
Yeah, she has. Sylvester, good work down this right-hand side. Flick towards goal. Scarlett Richardson will cover it up with the glove. 10:23 remaining in the period. Well, that gives the Queen Bees an offensive zone face-off. But yeah, I mean, what more can you say about Abby Sylvester that we haven't said already?
We run out of superlatives.
Yeah, indeed, yeah, we'll have Byram shots charged down. She'll get another go, and in fact she'll stroke it out wide to Ellie Wakeland, who plays it across for Rachel Cartwright, and will just cross over the line with Jodie Alderson-Smith putting her under pressure. Will trickle back through and helped on its way by Scarlett Richardson. And again, the duel between these two goalies, who both are fantastic. Out wide, Alderson-Smith I thought might have been the recipient there, but Katie Henry will play it. Yeah, Horwood on the far side. It's her goal that tied the game up a few minutes ago. Alison Smith works it back. Nice stick work again by Abby Sylvester. Not only good enough to get the 2 goals for her team, but her defensive work, which is what her primary role is, has been fantastic. Stretch pass to find her good friend Ellie Wakelin, who setting it up from Gretzky's office, or trying to. A puck getting caught up in the netting.
She tried to flick that over the net, I think, to drop it right in front of the crease.
Yeah, wouldn't have been a bad idea actually. Pretty difficult to execute though, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Katie Dad off the boards. Hutchinson clears, it's going to be shot back in. Katie Henry will gather, just over 9 minutes remaining in the period. Stretch pass will be gathered by Isla Hobbins, carries into the zone. Marguerite Lafitte goes with her and then allows her defensive partner to cover up or sweep up. It was actually Chrissy Newman who's back there. Stretch pass to Nicola Lazarchuk. She's got Catherine Gale with her. It's a drop pass. She will check back, but Anna Badoui was quickly there and could send it back round the boards to Nicola. Now to Badoui, who blasts it round, kept inside by Hannah Byram. Lazarchuk will control with Alana Clare, who will steal it off her. Isla Hobbins controls with her foot and then onto her stick. Banks it off the boards, gets it into the zone. Ottawa born forward. Brought into the senior GB team for the World Championships last month and looked the part. Good young player. Cartwright out wide. Wound up shot. Big rebound. Cartwright onto it again. Hobbins is back there as well, helping out. Got tied up along the boards. 7:55 to go. Still 2-1 to the Queen Bees. Which I don't think we've updated the score, have we? There we go. Late in the day for that, but 2-1 leads to the Queen Bees. Sarah Hutchinson banks it off the boards. Over, gets a return pass. She'll carry out as the Queen Bees will make a change. Abby Sylvester goes back to the bench. I must admit, I don't think she'd left the ice much.
No, she's logged some serious minutes.
But she's a young player. She plays also for the Fire Bees, so it's not unusual for her. And Katie Henry's effort. I thought she might have just squeezed that one home then, but another good save. And Queen Bees D helping her out to clear. Catherine Gale will carry out. That will trickle past Scarlett Richardson. Maddie Wright will control. Slip forward and the reach of Alderson Smith, who will charge down. It's going to be an icing call with 6:51 left on the clock. Well, anything can happen still in these last, just under 7 minutes. An offensive zone face-off will certainly help the Queen Bees here, trying to hold on to this lead. In fact, Abby Sylvester's back on the ice. That wasn't much of a break at all, was it?
No.
Good win by Lily Endicott, and it's Sylvester who controls. And she's on a hat-trick, of course. Ellie Wakelin. Sylvester. Oh, nice hands again. Puck just got away from it at the end. Alderson Smith. She's in on goal here. Hannah Byram's having to get back, but Jodie Olsen Smith's in on goal.
What a save, Amelia McGinley.
Amelia McGinley, who with a kick save, and again the defender collided into the net and took it off. That was accidental. I don't think that was deliberate by any means. But we will get a stoppage as they reattach it to its moorings. But I mean, big moments.
When you've got a player bearing down on you, and it's essentially a breakaway, it's between you and them, and one-on-one battle. She just came up the bench and reacted. And that's the epitome of her game. It's a reaction that they progress, and that she can react to when the puck comes off of the stick.
Yeah, and not just anyone, but Jodie Olsen Smith, the leading scorer in the women's league. By some margin, I might have. Work back, Paige Dance, trying to steer that one home again, and Amelia stops it right on the doorstep once again. 6:17 to go. Queen Bees will use the opportunity to make a line change. Pretty much rolling two-line hockey right here.
it's going to be interesting for me when they actually take that opportunity, pull the netminder and go for the extra skater, how close they leave it to the end of the third period.
If it was you, how late would you leave it if it's still a 1-goal game?
I think if you leave it to the last minute, you're taking too many chances, and if the Bees are at it and they can keep possession and just frustrate you, it doesn't give you much opportunity. Maybe minute and a half, minute 45.
Yeah. Every coach is different, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
And Gale will cut back through. Or always kicks towards goal. Catherine Gale collides into a board, following the rebound, and Paige Dance just stood off her and let her get back up. And the feet stolen off on the red line, but great work there by Chrissy Newman. Stretch pass to Catherine Gale. Wind up shot from distance, turned aside. Sarah Hutchinson. Sent around. Control behind the back of the net. Hutchinson with a slow, patient release there, and Katie Henry will enter his own. 5:20 to go now in regulation. Byron thought about poking it clear, but this time it's turned aside, it's picked off, I should say, by Rachel Cartwright. Laura Horwood in turn trying to seal it back, which she just about does. Abby Sylvester keeping an eye on Jodie Alderson-Smith. You can hear the shouts of Jodie to pass it to Laura Horwood. She was waiting for that quick pass, and Katie Henry pushes it back with Rachel Cartwright in attendance. 4:42 left in regulation. Katie Henry fires over the top though and back off the plexi. And we'll get a whistle on the play there. And,
is the puck on the net or?
Put your hands up
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
air.
in the back of the net.
In the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands
well,
up
keeps the face off in the zone, which Solihull will want. One would assume they'll call a timeout before they do make the goalie change, won't they?
Yeah, this
Run through something, run through a play. Grace Garber. Nice control from her. Stolen back by Catherine Gale. Off the boards to Nicola Lazarchuk. Now to Chrissy Newman. Newman controls. Still with the Queen Bees captain. That's great puck possession that. That'll kill off a few seconds. Sent across to Saffron Allen. Now Ellie Wakelin in the neutral zone, a releasing pass on the left-hand side. Shot coming in from Marguerite Lafitte, is it? From the back?
Endicott.
Oh, Lily Endicott, in fact, yeah.
Look very similar in stature, and the hair colour and the cage.
Similar skating style.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be a penalty. And it's going to be on the Queen Bees. Well, this is going to be a big 2 minutes for both sides here. And, well, you've got the option now for the victims of pulling the goalie and going 6-on-4.
Abby Sylvester never actually touched that puck there. She deliberately kept her stick above it so that the call wasn't made and could eat through a few more sections off of it, because there was no Solihull players near it, and that was good game management by her, but then it got blown up and taking the opportunity away. So
yeah. Ellie Wakelin is who's gone in the box, and unfortunately she's one of the best penalty killers for the Queen Bees.
yeah, she's everywhere.
Yeah. That's Alderson-Smith, who fires from distance. Off the pads and away. Laura Horwood will recover. Alderson-Smith. Nice stick handle from her.
Oh, great feed by Katie Henry.
Katie Henry with 3:15 to go. Is out the zone. A minute 40 remaining on the Vixens power play. Horwood carries in. Queen needs to hold their shape here as Horwood goes behind the net. Back to Alderson-Smith, who sets up the one time for Henry, nets off.
And that is what I've told you about that net. You can't complain about it, because unless you watch games at Sheffield as often as possibly I do, it happens multiple times a game, and I don't think it's Amelia McGinley doing it to waste time. or trying to gain some sort of advantage, that net is notorious for coming off constantly.
She made the save anyway, so
If you're going post to post, and as netminders do, as they push off, it's going to happen.
yeah, absolutely it is. 2:55 left in the game, a minute 25 left on this Vixens power play. Tense moment for both sides. Back with Laura Horwood. Grace Garbutt couldn't get the shot off. Queen Bees have players back there. Oh, and it comes off the stick of Jodie Alderson-Smith, but she does just recover in time to keep it inside the zone. That was vital with Catherine Gale bearing down on it. Alderson-Smith gets a pass off Katie Henry, shoots towards net, big rebound. Backing and slashing, Safin Allen couldn't get it on net low. Grace Garbutt will gather off the boards. Alderson-Smith is open on the point, she'll find her. Catherine Gale closes it down and blocks a shot, comes all the way back down. 50 seconds left on this Vixens power play. Alderson-Smith will drop back and gather. 2 minutes 15 left in the game, well, in regulation. Katie Henry can't quite control. Cartwright will regather, trying to push it out, will be dropped back in. Marguerite Lafitte has time to carry and blast down the ice. It will clear the zone and all the way back down. 28 seconds left on this Vixens power play. Jodie Alderson-Smith has got time to carry. Still enough time to get a shot on net. And the shot comes in, big rebound, fierce drive. Katie Henry gets it back to Paige Dance. Again, great challenge by Rachel Cartwright, putting everything into these final challenges of the season. 4 seconds left on the power play, back to Paige Dance. The puck just went behind her, so last clear. Queen Bees back to full strength. Charlotte Richardson has to cover that one up with Ellie Waitling coming in a minute 24, and as you said, Jeremy, now is the time they probably want to pull the goal.
Well, the thing is as well, what was good there that Ellie Waitling put them under pressure and it had to be covered up, is the fact that if they'd managed to turn it round quickly and get it into the opposition, into the Queen Bees zone, that's when they would have pulled the netminder. But now they're going to need to take a face off in their own defensive zone. If Chrissy Newman is able to win it and gain possession in their zone, it takes more seconds off and they can't pull the netminder away, so they need to gain that zone. What I would have done if I could have, towards the end of that penalty, I would have pulled the netminder then and gone for a 6-on-4, even just for that last 20 seconds of the penalty, and just try and break them down.
No, it would make sense, because you've got that security of the 2 extra attackers rather than just the 1.
Yep.
With it being so late in the game, it would be generally when you would have wanted to pull your goal anyway. So even
whereas now you're in a position where you might not even get up the ice in time to create that opportunity for yourself.
Yeah. Again, it's a surprise though where no timeout's been called.
I don't know what the debate is that's going on at the bench myself. I never saw anything that led up to it or some sort of dubious call.
No. Vixen's gate's still open for now. There's a delay before we get back underway. 1 minute 24 to go. And again, a bit of a discussion. Captain of the Queen Bees, Chrissy Newman, comes across and just gets a very brief explanation of what's gone on there. Wins a draw. Heavy touch sees it comes back to Sarah Hutchinson. 1 minute 20 to go now. Anna Badui even. Picked up by Newman. Just out of a reach of Catherine Gale, but Newman will blast it in. She can do that. That's just outside the blue line. That will waste a few more seconds. Just over a minute remaining, 1 minute and 5 in fact. Catherine Gale with a vital touch there, but Vixens will enter the zone, into the corner.
They're not making any call at all.
Not at all, no. Chrissy Newman will leave it for Abby Sylvester. Comes out the zone. Nicola Lazarchuk. A drop pass to Catherine Gale. Dumped in. 44 seconds to go. They are going to leave it very late here, the Vixens, if they are to tie this one up. Isla Hobbins does good work though. Again, they're still not even close to pulling. There's going to be a penalty here. Now she's going back to the bench, perhaps for the delay penalty. Maddie Wright. Garbutt. Oh, it's come out the zone. 19 seconds to go.
Game over. They won't touch it. They won't touch it. They'll let it do.
They can't touch it. And that seemed the wrong choice there to blow a whistle, unless they're saying the puck had stopped and gone dead for 13 seconds.
It was still moving. It was still moving in the defensive zone. That's the second time that it's been called with Abby Sylvester as well. The puck hadn't been touched, so I don't know how they can blow it up.
Yeah, Vixens couldn't touch it because they were offside, and Queen Bees just wanted to not touch it and let the clock run. Understandably so. And now they've called the timeout, but well, a little bit too much too late, do you think?
100%, yeah. Like even when it got to that position, there was no gesturing from the bench to get the netminder off and then give that extra out skater. But as I say, I would have done it in the power play and given them a 6-4 opportunity.
That would have made
you've got to roll the dice and take your chances as you can at this stage. And now it doesn't seem as if there's enough time. And I don't even. Oh no, sorry.
Well, we'll see. It is going to be an offensive zone phase on 13 seconds. Body check on for the end of got one of the smallest players on the ice. So it is going to be 6-on-4 for 13 seconds. Katie Henry looks over her shoulder to see where Jodie Alderson-Smith is. I think we can see where the intention is. And Alderson-Smith will get the shot off. It's blocked by Catherine Gadd. It's blasted down the ice. Ice here. The Queen Bees are going to be champions with 6 seconds to go. Unbelievable. I didn't even see who got that shot off in the end.
And it was just she's did an incessant work rate all night, and just being on that 6-4 opportunity, the extra effort and the speed that she got, she just made sure that she was first to the puck and took that quick snapshot of the ice, and there was no stopping it.
The game's won. There's 6 seconds to go. There's no way Vixens can score twice. Safan Allen controls that to Grace Garber. The Queen Bees are your Elite League playoff champions for 2022-2023, and what a dramatic final we have had, Jamie.
And well deserved, and I did say it after the semi-finals yesterday. I thought that the Queen Bees would go on and win it. I thought that they looked better, but then when I saw the start of the game today, both teams were firing. They were both skating a lot faster than they were in the semi-finals. But I just think there's a cohesive unit in the way that they worked as a group, and the players performed to the highest of their ability, and they fully deserved tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Two fantastic rosters with so much talent. Solihull Vixens are regular season champions. Queen Bees playoff champions. Again, sort of fitting that they both won a medal this season, both won a competition this season.
And like you say, the GB team's pretty much split between both of these teams, and it's good that it's sort of honour shared, and it's good for Matt Aldridge to go out on a high.
Yeah, it really is. That's another interesting subplot in that respect. You can see what it means to the Queen Bees. It's been a difficult 2 or 3 years, and post-COVID, it's come out really a stronger, dominant team. I was talking to Chrissy Newman yesterday. She said this is the first time in 4 years she's made the playoffs. She was injured last year. A couple of years where there was COVID and no either cancelled or no season at all. So a long time in the waiting for her to get back here on this stage. But well, drama at its finest. Post-game handshakes. Well, let's discuss about Player of the Game award. I mean, we discussed it before. Probably Abby Sylvester for Queen Bees, surely.
100%. I think honourable mentions that you go to Amelia McGinley.
Yeah.
I just think she was unbelievable. Just absolutely lights out. And other than that, at that goal when she conceded, she just looked unstoppable. I don't think that anybody was going to find a way past her until they got that opening. But I think she was very much in the running back, just like Abby Sylvester deserves the nod.
It's going to be one of them two, surely. And again, Chrissy Newman, what a shift today as well.
She is. She's a definition of clutch and a calm head in a situation where she had to waste some time when running down the clock. That game management, gaining the red line and then putting the puck in and just winding the clock down and using all her experience. She had a fantastic weekend. She's an MVP definitely, but just on the night I would say Abby Sylvester.
Yeah, I'd agree. For Vixens, who, as you said, they got that equalising goal, but after going a goal down, they seemed a little bit flat, as you explained in commentary.
Yeah, and there was just one player for me that was trying to grab the game by the horns, and it was Laura Hallwood. I mean, just from the first shift that she came on, every shift that she was on, she almost trying to put the team on her back and create opportunities through her incessant work rate, and she got the goal that she deserved. So for me, she was the player of the match for the Vixens.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd agree. Well, we'll stay on air to bring you those post-game announcements and the Player of the Game awards as we had in the previous two finals. There will be the All-Star announcements following it, and then the on-ice presentation of the medals for the runners-up and the winners, including the trophy. But well, folks, watching back home, I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure for, well, speaking on behalf of myself and Jamie, it's been an absolute pleasure this weekend, and some real high-class quality hockey.
Yeah, and I just hope that if there's been some casual observers from afar that maybe haven't tuned into women's elite hockey and known what it's all about in this country, has seen this game and think to themselves that they'll go along to the local rink and go along and watch their local team and lend their support and grow the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, well, very well said. And well, yeah. Let's hope so. If this inspires young girls to want to take up, or even young lads who might be watching it and might be inspired all the same, who knows? It's great that we've got some fantastic role models out on that ice and some real quality as well. As the girls
quick adjusting of the hair.
Yeah.
All in unison as well.
Presentations.
Well, they've got the helmets off. Vixens, for the majority of them, have kept theirs on. But when you celebrate like that, the helmets and the gloves and the sticks go flying, don't they?
So we have them to present the MVPs. And first up, we go to our.
Here come the Player of the Game awards
Solihull Vixens.
for the Solihull Vixens.
And it goes to number 26.
Yeah. Had to be, didn't it?
Yeah, and she was that shining light. I thought Katie Henry was good, but like I said, I think she got really isolated and tried to do a lot on her own. I just think for the work rate and the intensity and the getting the goal and trying to create things happen, I thought Laura Horwood was great.
I absolutely agree. I think real standout performance from Laura Horwood. And well, when you've scored essentially the two goals that have won you the game, it's got to go to Abby Sylvester.
No doubt.
Oh, it has gone.
Well, we did say that she was in the running as a standout performer, but it's down to personal preference, and I've got no issues with that either because she was brilliant.
And I mean, not to blame for the goal that did go in.
Nope.
Fantastic, stood on her head. Well, I say stood on her head. I think that's just her natural level. She's just that good.
Yeah.
When you say someone studs on the head, that's to say you played out of your skin and perhaps better than you're capable of. I think Amelia McGinley is just a fantastically talented goalie, and what a season she's had. Back-to-back championship wins with two different teams. Senior high five and a hug. So the All-Star announcements now, which will be conducted by Faye Andrews.
What a great 2 days it's been so far. And for both teams on the ice in the final, nearly scored. What an amazing job we've both done. What a great game. And thanks to everybody who's come to watch, everybody who's turned out to cheer on both teams. The All-Star Awards are new for this year. They're voted for by the coaches from every team in the division. They're also voted for by our live stream commentators who've watched every game in detail. So, up first, we've got our All-Star defender of the tournament. Unanimous vote, Abby Sylvester.
Abby Sylvester gets the defender position on the All-Star team. No surprise there.
No, absolutely not.
Top defender in the women's game right now, in my opinion, and she's just shown an example of that today.
All-Star forward. This one wasn't quite so close, but we had those votes across all the teams. But the winner of this one this year is Chrissy Newman.
Again, another well-deserved honour, as you said, across the weekend. Probably has been the best player.
Absolutely phenomenal, and just showing all her experience, like we say, just in the situations, and very much opened up the game for the Queen Bees yesterday in that semi-final, and opened the floodgates for them.
As you rightly said at the time, big players come up in big moments, and that's exactly what she did.
This was really close. So just outstanding mention for Scarlett Richardson, who was voted 400 times for this award.
Scarlett Richardson getting a special mention there.
The award this year is Amelia McGinley.
Amelia McGinley wins it. A clean sweep even.
No, it's a clean sweep. I'll take that for one, yeah.
And all 3 positions going to the Queen Bees, and I mean, yeah, you can't really deny that those 3 players have been the best 3 players in those positions.
No, and the fact that it was voted on by multiple people, it just shows that the Queen Bees were the outstanding team in the tournament, and the outstanding difference makers in the 3 vital positions.
Yeah, really was. Well, congratulations to all 3 girls on their awards and their inclusion in the All-Star. That's something that Faye's introduced for this season, but it's proved to be really popular with the girls. And
I think it's brilliant, yeah. I think it's obviously it's all about the team accolades and doing it for your team, but there should be a collective nod of the head to the outstanding players over the weekend and recognise them as such.
So the Solihull victors to collect the medals, and our hearts go out to them because they've had a fantastic season. They've only lost twice all season. Both occasions have been to the Queen Bees, and both occasions have been within the last 3 weeks. And dare I say it, I was in attendance for both. I don't think I'll be invited back. But yeah, joking aside, it's playing against such a strong side like the Queen Bees when they're so evenly matched. It could have gone either way coming into this game, couldn't it?
100% did, and it was just that opener and that impetus that the Queen Bees got, and just an outstanding performance for 2 of the top players for the Queen Bees made the difference as well in net, and the important goals from Abby Sylvester.
Yeah, I agree. So the runners-up awards coming to a conclusion. Nice to see some of the players with their younger fans with them. Some of them will have daughters and nieces and relatives.
The captain of the Queen
Chrissy Newman, step forward. Your time has come.
To get the trophy.
So actually, just before that, we're going to get the officials get their
As our
awards.
officials leave the ice. Ladies and gentlemen,
Now it's a moment for Chrissy Newman.
I give you the 2023 WNIHL Elite Playoff Champions, the Queen Bees!
Congratulations then to Chrissy Newman and her team, and she handed over to Nat Aldridge. It's almost like a Stanley Cup moment there to see who she passes it to, and you can see how much it's meant to the girls to win that for Nat to her final game on the bench.
100%. I could see Nat when she went over to the Vixens bench. I think there was tears, an emotional time for her. You can see how it means for her and every one of us players in the team that she's guided to this title. It means as much to anybody else on that ice tonight.
Yeah,
if not more.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Well, as the Queen Bees players collect their caps and their medals, we'll leave these pictures with you. But from myself and from Jamie McElroy, thank you and good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.